Okay. We have an excellent program for you for the luncheon period, and it's featuring entrepreneurs, some of our top entrepreneurs from around the United States tied to our small business program. And I want to thank Suntrust Bank for hosting this segment of our program and, again, their sponsorship under our Hope Inside model. And so at this time, I would like to introduce our panel experts who are going to be participating in this part of our entrepreneurship session. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Lynette Bell to the stage, who's the Enterprise Community Reinvestment Officer at Suntrust Bank. Let's give her a round of applause. Mark Chancey, who's the Vice Chairman and Co-Chief Operating Officer and Consumer Segment Executive with Suntrust Bank. Give him a round of applause. And last but not least, Mr. Stan Little, who's the Corporate Marketing Strategy Operations Leader for Suntrust Bank. Let's give them all a round of applause as our experts representing Suntrust. So this segment is considered the Hope Adult Entrepreneur Business Incubator session. And as I mentioned, we have business owners from around the United States who are going to tell their story to all of you. And so without further ado, I would like to invite from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the McFarlands, who are with the honey bun business. And so if we can have Mr. and Mrs. McFarland come on out at this time. Let's give them a round of applause.
All right. Good evening. My name is Anthony McFarland.
And I'm Tisha McFarland, and we're the proud owners of the Honey Bun Cake Factory, and we're based in the Washington, D.C. metro area.
We're the only pastry company in the world who specialize in honey bun cakes in over 50 different flavors. Get excited. We started our business when I got laid off on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, I got laid off, yes. And so I had to continue to support my family. So my wife, she bakes honey bun cakes. It was therapeutic for her. So I said to her, honey, are you charging these people when you're baking these cakes, your coworkers and friends? She was like, no. And I was like, really? She said, no. I said, let's see if we can try to make some honey bun cakes and sell it so we have some income until I find a job.
So we started selling our classic honey bun cake at a marketplace in D.C. And within the hour of us being there, we were sold out of all of our cakes. So my husband wanted to find out, venture out to other restaurants to see where it could take us. So we went to one restaurant in D.C., a small restaurant in D.C., and the owner, he bought 1 or 2 cakes the first week. The second week, he bought 5 cakes, and then by the end of the month, he bought 10 cakes per week, and then within a year, we were in 10 different restaurants.
The owners actually said, we never seen cakes like this in my business sell that fast. We never heard of it. So basically what we did at the time, no one in DC has never heard of a honey bun cake. And that was a new groundbreaking for us in the pastry business. Also, however, we had absolutely no idea how to operate a business, no experience whatsoever. So we had a mutual friend that was a former alumni graduate from Operation Hope that referred us to Hope Inside in Washington, D.C. So we went and enrolled and enrolled in the program, and we got accepted. We could not believe how Operation Hope gave us very advanced classes if we was in college courses. The studies, the workshops, the quizzes, the tests, even the projects we had to do. But finally, we graduated. And once we graduated, we learned so much about our competition, the demographics that we had to research, and how to brand our product. And we also want to show you how Operation Hope has really had assigned us to one person who has so much passion. Her name is Cynthia Harris. She is our mother of Operation Hope. She's our nurturer. She nurtured us, motivated us. She gave us so many things. She called us still to this day to stay on top of us, things that we would never think that Operation Hope had the passion to do?
And since we graduated from Hope Inside, we have a licensed wholesale distributor license. Our logo and our company quote is officially trademarked. We have an online store where we ship nationwide. And today, our cakes are in over 50 restaurants in the DC and Maryland area.
Wow.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Since we started, our overall sales have increased by 60%. And in fact, our cakes have become so popular, we have new restaurant owners coming to us asking to carry our cakes in their establishments.
All right. That's great.
But right now, guys, currently, we're operating out of a small commercial kitchen when we got started, and we're definitely grown out of it. So we're seeking to seek out a bigger space. But at the same time, we don't want to lease it out. We want to own and buy our own building. That's what we like to do.
Amen.
All right. Our storefront will be used to carry out for our bakery, as well as our shipping, our goods, our online store, our distributions, as well as our restaurants that we shipping nationwide.
And we also want to develop our very own honey bun cake mix to distribute to nationwide retailers across the U.S. Wow. That's what it will look like. That's our prototype.
Get excited.
They came prepared, didn't they?
We want to.
I'm sorry. Also, we want to have a 24-hour cake ATM. It's kind of like a vending machine in front of our storefront. Yeah, we want to make money while we're sleeping. So if you get a craving at 2 a.m., you can come to our storefront and get a slice of honey bun cake and be on your way.
We want to give a special thanks to. We're looking forward to serving you guys and having our products in your neighborhood nearby soon. And we want to give a special thanks to Hope Inside and Suntrust for making our dreams become a reality. And right now, you can also purchase our product on our website, www.thehoneybuncakefactory.com.
Love it.
Again, it's www.thehoneybuncakefactory.com. We thank you so much.
All right.
God
That's
bless.
great. Congratulations.
Now, stay right there. Don't go anywhere, because our panel experts may have a question or two for you.
I think we do, and I'm going to start by saying I just kept checking them off as I was going. So the only thing I want to know is, do you need tasters or anything like that for the business?
Absolutely.
I can be a taster.
Absolutely.
Stan, you
brought you
cannot
all
have
samples.
mine. You just stay away.
I'm going to offer something to you. Do you know Jenny's ice cream?
We've heard of that.
So write this down. Jenny's ice cream, Chapani, Greek yogurt, Springer Mountain chicken. Those three things are forerunners to the business that you're on right now. They've already paved that path, and you're following in their footsteps, and they are international and phenomenal.
Thank
you. So go away and Google those folks up.
Thank you. Thank you. Will.
So my question is, I'm sure everybody in the audience wishes they had a little bit of honey bun cake today at lunch, but how are you going to drive to scale? I love the ideas and concepts to move the business forward. So right now, from a distribution standpoint, because you are the bakers, are you employing residents in the DC metro area to support the distribution of your product out in market? Because I know if you can go online and buy it, I'm going to buy it from Georgia because this is where I live after I sample my taste.
Yes,
okay.
we do currently have a staff. Again, our cakes are trade secrets, so they have to sign a disclaimer,
It's a
confidentiality.
confidentiality disclaimer.
And we have to be careful for who we hire because they have to commit to be with us long term. And so we do have a handful right now that has been with us for about 4 years.
Yeah.
About 4 years. And, we're starting small, but we're thinking big. So we're growing our business like soup. We're cooking it slow so it can be fine later on, if that answers your question.
And that's also one of our challenges. We want to make sure we keep up with supply and demand.
Right.
So we've had major interest from major retailers, but we just don't want to get a call and they tell us we need 500 cakes in 2 days and we're not able to supply it.
Right.
So that's what we're moving toward, seeking funding for it and also having the staff to be able to support
it. Right.
Tish and Anthony, congratulations on all your success over
Thank
the last
you.
several
Thank you.
years.
Thank you.
What's the number one thing that the Operation Hope team was able to support you and give you advice around that's really helped your business?
Well, I can tell you the first thing when we got there, we didn't even have a business plan. We were operating a business. We had no idea what to do, so we were just kind of felt like the hamster in the wheel and trying to keep up, and we were maintaining it, but it wasn't organized the way it should have been.
It's very well organized. I took a look at it this morning. Y'all did an
Thank you.
excellent job.
Thank you.
So if that was something that Operation Hope helped you with,
Yes.
It was.
made a
it
lot
was
of progress.
Getting it, finding out who our competition was, knowing our demographics, just getting us. We were able to hit the ground running even more so.
Gave us the foundation that we need to have a solid, firm rock to stand on.
Excellent. Well, good luck to both of you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
And this is fantastic. I've already tried
I
it.
see you beat me to it.
I can't wait. It looks too good. I'm sure it tastes good too. Let's give the
Congratulations.
McFarlands a round of applause, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that is
All right. So that's Washington, D.C. We got someone else from Washington, D.C. also.
Be able to eat.
So we got someone from the great city of Chicago. So at this time, I would like to bring up Ebony Jones from Chicago, Illinois. Ebony.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ebony Jones, and I am a graduate of Operation Hope inside Englewood, Whole Foods, Chicago. I was feeling overwhelmed. For 2 years, I was operating my business without a business plan, and I didn't want to operate on the fly. So I found out about Operation Hope inside Whole Foods Englewood, Chicago 12-week entrepreneurial training program from a flyer on Facebook. On Saturday, September 23rd, 2017, I attended my first entrepreneurship training as I sat and listened to Mr. Bruce Montgomery speak passionately about starting and growing a business. It made me feel like my dreams of owning a successful business can be a reality. It was actually during one of these workshops that I learned about the 2017 Englewood Quality of Life Business Pitch Competition. I am happy to say that with the assistance and the skills and technique that Operation Hope and the one-on-one coaching that I received, I was finally able to work through the pain points of my business plan and successfully won the 2017 Englewood Quality of Life Business Pitch Competition.
All right.
Well done.
26 seconds is all it takes for chemicals found in skincare to enter the bloodstream. The residents of Englewood in the Chicagoland area needs natural skincare. Just Eat Skincare is a cruelty-free, natural, handmade skincare line for men, women, and children. With unemployment high, we provide employment opportunities to the community as brand ambassadors. We will work to have both healthier skin and lives by creating gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO skincare and be an enjoyable place to work. Inspired by a kid, created by a mom, Just Eat Skincare was born out of need and a love and passion for natural skincare. Our skincare products are sold online at local farmers markets and at pop-up retail boutiques. With the assistance of Operation Hope inside Whole Foods Englewood, we are now moving into the second stage of having our products in Whole Foods.
All right.
All right.
That's great.
Good.
Well done.
We would love to see a manufacturing facility brought to the community of Englewood that deals specifically with the manufacturing and production of products.
That's great.
Operation Hope inside Englewood, Whole Foods, Chicago, not only gave me the skills and confidence to succeed, but they helped me develop a business plan, a solid growth plan, a network, a team of experts I can depend on, and an opportunity to make a real impact in the Chicagoland and the Englewood community. And I cannot say thank you enough.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so stay there now. Don't leave. So our panel experts have some questions or comments for
So
you.
congratulations on that. So over the next 3 years, I hear manufacturing, I hear you want to take the business to the next level. What in your wildest dreams would happen in 3 years if you could have everything ideally that you'd like?
In my wildest dreams, I would love to have 100 brand ambassadors out selling and promoting our product, and I would love to see the product being taken nationally in all Whole Foods, in Target, in hotels and spas as well.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Ebony, congratulations on your progress.
Thank you.
You've had this business that you've built personally.
Yes.
How did Hope Inside help you think about the way you could scale the business in terms of that manufacturing and working with a third party that could keep the quality that is so important to you in the product?
Okay, so they helped me develop 3 different revenue streams. Initially, when I came to Hope Inside Englewood, Chicago, I only had 1 revenue stream. I was just selling at home parties. But with their assistance, we were able to be placed online, and then I'm moving into, I'm building my business to business, and then we're also recruiting brand ambassadors, which I didn't have before I started.
Good, good.
And in the same spirit as the other discussion, I want you to remember this: Curl Box. Do you know Curl Box?
I have heard of Curlbox.
You got to connect with Sister Teal on Curl Box.
Okay.
She knows your space. She's a multimillionaire. She's a young woman just like you, with a passion just like you, and she followed a similar path. And I think you'll learn a tremendous amount from her.
I'm gonna look her up.
Good. Well, good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, let's give Ebony a round of applause.
Thank you.
Chicago in the house. Okay, our next entrepreneur is also from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and her name is Pedramine Vezari. And let's have Pedra come on up. Come on up, Pedra.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Pedramine. I'm a founder of Solex, the very first flotation and the only flotation therapy center in the nation's capital. I always had the dream of making this therapy available to the Washingtonian, where the stress level is very high. So for many years, try to write business plan, come up with the capital, and also try to start this business. So that's what I was introduced to Operation Hope. This was after many years, 7 years of being at this, trying to write a business plan, trying to find the money to start, and also doing a lot of research. So for someone who has never run a business, didn't have the money, and on top of that, very low credit score. So that's where it just seemed impossible for me to reach this dream that I had. And that's when I found out about Operation Hope through Small Business Administration. They advised me to get in touch with one of their community members and get where they offer Operation Hope, where they offer free counseling, credit and business counseling. So I met with Cynthia Harrison, who is a small business division at Operation Hope. And after taking credit and money management classes and entrepreneurship program after 12 weeks, we decided to resubmit our loan package to SBA preferred lenders. So we got approved for $350,000 loan to start the business.
Amen. Amen.
We opened the doors to Solex on September 2017. I started myself and 1 employee. Today we have 4 full-time and 2 part-time team members. After being in business for 2 months, we were breaking it even. And today, being open only for 7 months, we basically are cash flow positive and only being occupied half the occupancy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it was just, help of Operation Hope, their business advising, and also throughout the whole journey, they help us to find the location, get through health department permitting, city permitting. So all of that, they took our hands along the way. Again, we've been open for 7 months. We've been serving more than 2,000 customers within 7 months, among whom are professional athletes, members of Congress. We have customers from high government jobs that come to us to distress and relax. And we've been featured on Washington Post and other news channels. At the same time, we've got 2 offers from other real estate owners to open our second locations. So thanks to Operation Hope for paving the way to a real change and a positive and real change in the world. Thank you.
We love it. Well, stay right there, Pedro. Our panel experts have
I'd
some
like to.
questions
So,
and comments.
Patriman, one of the great things about what you've laid out in your business plan is you're helping relieve stress.
Yes.
Suntrust and our purpose of lighting the way to financial well-being is all around the financial stress that folks are feeling and the need to relieve that side of their stress. You're helping relieve other aspects in partnership with Operation Hope, which has been such a great partner for us. Talk about the things that they helped you in terms of refining that business case, particularly as you're thinking about the capital costs associated with each one of the different facilities that you need to stand up for your business.
Yes, exactly. Well, for someone who had no experience, I had never run a business. My credit score was very low. So with the counseling and also, writing a good and solid business plan and financial projection, that was one of the main help that I got from them to understand the financials of a business. How much will be our expenses, how much are we spending, and how much exactly do we need to start a business. So all of that, it was eye-opening for me because I never ran a business. I didn't know anything about business.
Excellent.
So all
Come
of
to
that.
Atlanta soon.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Please. I'm in a high-stress job. I think Can you say 1 or 2 things about what inspired you from the beginning? Because you said you've been at this for about 7 years or so before you connected with Operation Hope. So, I've never heard of this kind of therapy before. Where was that inspiration?
Well, my background, my passion, my mission has always been to, promote health and wellness, especially reducing stress, the energy that we always, we are facing on a daily basis. So when I tried, again, my background is in health and wellness. So when I tried the flotation therapy myself many years ago, I thought this is a great addition to Washington, D.C. because I've lived in Washington, D.C. for many years, and I've known the stress. So I thought this is a great addition to help to take a break for the Washingtonian, to take a break from their everyday, hustle and bustle.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And I want to ask the final question. So you said my credit score was low when I got there. I'd never run a business. My question, and John talks about this all the time, John O'Brien, is that we bring hope to the masses to help get them focused and geared on what they want to do around their passion. And John is leading his passion now. How has this experience with Operation Hope, as well as getting your business off the ground and having employees and paying payroll, how has this affected your family?
Oh, tremendously. What I'm teaching, what I'm showing my children, they're small children now, but they know about business. They're learning about business. They're getting inspired to how to work with money, how to spend, how to save money, and also credit score. That's something that, they're a little too young now, but that's what I want to make sure they understand in the future, because I didn't know that. I didn't know how much is important if I wanted to start a business to have a good credit score.
So you're building the foundation with them now, so they'll be business owners when they grow up.
They already.
Congratulations.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you, Pedro. Let's give Pedro a round of applause. And I love the fact that, not only were we keeping business in the family, we saw the McFarlands earlier, but as we saw and heard with Pedro, the fact that she's exposing her children at a young age about the options of being an entrepreneur. And so we love that. The next person I'd like to have up is from hometown, great city of Hotlanta. And that's right. And so I'd like to have Mr. Andre Mayfield come up at this time. Andre?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Andre Mayfield, and I am Managing Director for Worldscapes LGP. Worldscapes LGP is a landscape contract management provider for the Southeast. We pretty much emphasize in all aspects of landscape services, but the way that we make our business so vibrant is that we have three core principles, and those principles are customer, company, and community. We make sure that we hire local contractors to execute many of the deals that we procure, and our base is both government and commercial customers. Well, no residential in this one. Most of the time, when we give opportunities to those local providers do outstanding work. And that's what we wanted to make sure. And we're also doing a lot of quality control in that aspect also. There are two big pushes that, with Operation Hope's help, we had to get back and we had to refocus. We had to make sure that we were on point and that we were actually doing what we said we were going to do some years ago when we started out in '98. The one thing that we've tried to do is make sure that we give extra opportunities. In our market space, there is a great need for more landscape contractors. Case in point, in the top 100 landscape companies in America right now, there are no African American and or Hispanic firms that are in that number. Last year, one company had revenue in excess of $2.2 billion in the marketplace. So we knew that we had to do something different. In that, our goal is to have a nonprofit portion of our business that deals with training for certified landscape technicians to provide the services that are still going to be needed. And I'm very thankful that the industry is recession-proof, thanks to all of you.
Got that right.
The third component is our most critical component for sustainability for the business as well as for the nonprofit piece. What we have been doing over the last 5 years, we have been going back and purchasing stock in the publicly traded companies that all landscape contractors have to use. That is the one thing a landscape contractor does not manufacture anything. So those companies like Steel and Echo, Toro, Husqvarna, we have made a conscious effort to go back and purchase that stock. Our goal at some point is to create a hedge and or private equity firm for the institutional investor to go and purchase large quantities of that stock because that's where we know our salvation is going to be.
Thank you, Andre. Give Andre a round of applause. Stay right there.
Stay
I
right
was
there,
taking
Andre.
notes too.
Okay.
Panelists.
Okay.
Stay right there. Listen, a seasonal business and a service business, kind of a tough business, but you've been around since 1998. Say a word or two of how Operation Hope and the business counselors perhaps challenged you to rethink the trajectory of your business and take it to another level.
Well, the one good thing about this business, it is just not seasonal. There's something always
Excellent.
going on, always. What Operation Hope did for me was just kind of like what you did in '98 was great when you were actually still in the service part of it, but now you're in 2017 and 18, how do you focus in on what's happening in the now? So we knew that if we empowered other contractors, Hispanic, African American contractors, to fine tune themselves, it helps us expand our brand, but also in those local communities, we're spurring economic development to make sure that that money turns in that community.
That's great. Well done. That's great. Excellent. Thank you.
Andre, my dad was a landscaper, sent
Great
all of
man.
us off to school on his landscaping business. And so he hired from the local community. I love the fact that you've aligned purpose to your organization. Can you talk a little bit about why you went in that direction and what would be some of the benefits of that.
Quality control is important because all of you demand it has to look a certain way. The reason for us doing it was to expand the brand, number one, and get a greater market share since we're only dealing in, and we started out in residential. And the residential margins are good, but they're just not great. The commercial market, government, new install market, from restaurants to shopping centers, that's the kind of stuff we definitely need to focus in on. And people are still, those property managers, those project managers, it helps just knowing that the person that they're looking at is not someone in Atlanta. Right there in their local community, there's someone who's got his crew or her crew, because we deal with a lot of female-owned landscape contractors also, that is right there local, and they can actually reach out and touch. And we're still controlling that dynamic because we hire seniors and veterans to actually do a lot of our quality control.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
fantastic. That's actually what I was going to ask about in terms of, you're in the talent management business at the end of the day.
Correct.
And so that contractor alliance, the value proposition that you provide, the purpose and the alignment that you have to get the right talent, sounds like you've made a lot of strides over the last several years in addition to building a business over 20 years. So congratulations on all your progress. It's fantastic. Really well done.
Give Andre a round of applause. From Hotlanta, hometown. Okay, well, last but not least, we have a business owner from the great city of Birmingham, Alabama. All right. I know Birmingham was in the house earlier. You still in the house? All right. So at this time, I would like to have Danielle Hynes come on out from Birmingham, Alabama.
When I was a little girl, my mom owned daycare centers, and my job was to entertain the children. So what I would do was charge the children their lunch money to come into my room to play with my toys.
That's smart.
Good afternoon. My name is Danielle Hynes. I'm a licensed attorney in Birmingham, Alabama, and also I'm a captain in the United States Air Force.
Wow.
Beyond that, I am also the proud owner of Party Boutique Kids. You didn't expect that, did you?
No.
I started Party Boutique Kids as a way to give back to the young ladies that I was mentoring. I have 13 nieces and nephews from 2 brothers. But I also saw birthday parties as a way to mentor and inspire. The young ladies that I was mentoring, I would go to their birthday parties and they would be, backyard parties, nothing too extravagant, but I grew up with the philosophy that every child should have a party and that birthday parties were really special. So one evening, on a Sunday evening, I decided to create my own website. By that Wednesday, I had my first birthday party booked. In the first year of business, I did 51 birthday parties out of the trunk of my Toyota Corolla.
Wow.
What we provide for parents is a simple solution to planning a birthday party. Growing up, my mom was a single mom, and her focus was ensuring that we had a great, memorable experience. What was happening was that she was stressed out planning the party, and when the party was happening, she couldn't enjoy the party. I can't tell you how many events I've had where I can remember everything that happened, but my mom couldn't. So what we do is we take the stress out of the birthdays for the parent. We have a very simple birthday party booking system that's proprietary to us, and you can literally book a birthday party with everything included in about 3 minutes. The only thing the parent provides is food if they want it, and what we've done is we've partnered with other local vendors and some of my entrepreneurial class members from Operation Hope to provide those services. So, Honey Bun folks, when we move to DC, we'll definitely be giving you a call. But that is what we do at Party Boutique Kids.
That's exciting. Very well.
All right, thank you, Danielle. Stay right there. Great job. So turn it back over to our panel experts from Suntrust Bank.
Wow, that is exciting. I can remember tons of parties I helped my mom throw for my brothers, and yeah, I was her helper, so I don't know what happened at the party. So my question to you is, oh man, attorney, Air Force, you're a great overachiever, right? And so what inspired you outside of, helping your family and your mom, making sure your birthdays were special, but are you targeting a specific clientele? Is it mostly single parents, or how are you reaching out to get to your constituent group that you're trying to build your base from?
Well, the good thing about our business model is that we have two demographics. So on one hand, we have parents who are talking to other parents saying, hey, you need to call. I had one parent tell me she thought my business was a scam because it was so easy for her to book a birthday party. And then we have the second demographic we have are children, because other kids are coming to the birthday party and they're going, wow, I want a party just like you. And when they get back to school on Monday, they go, I was at her birthday party and I'm having a party just like hers.
Wow, that's great. First of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
To our country. We really appreciate
Thank you
that
for
very
your
much.
support.
And I know we all do. Can you talk a little bit more about Hope Inside and the ecosystem of colleagues that you made friends with and that you're now aware of, that network, and how that's helping your business? I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that's a great question. So what Hope did for us was that, like I said, we started out of the trunk of my Toyota Corolla. So I had a good problem. The problem was we were growing too quickly, and I didn't have a plan in place to scale it down. So when I went through the program, and I like to say I got a lot out of it, including a mentor from Damian Carson. I don't know where he is. He's in the room somewhere. I got a good mentor from him, and he said, Danielle, your business model works. We know it works. You've proven that it works. What you need to do is figure out a way to get out of your car and get into a mobile unit or a brick and mortar, whatever your plan is. And that's what Hope helped me do. It helped me focus my business idea and scale it so that we wouldn't have that good problem anymore.
Excellent, good.
Well, I too want to thank you for your service. And as you said that you were a captain in the Air Force, I reached into my pocket and pulled out my JAG officer coin. I am not a JAG officer, but I know I don't look that old, but my daughter is one in the U.S. Army. So again, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got to say, I went out and checked. I didn't book a party, Mark. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about
one for one of my four kids.
Yeah, let's book a party. But I just got to applaud the simplicity, and I'm a marketer. The simplicity and straightforward ease of use, and how I go from where we're talking about stress to confidence and financial perspective. The way that you're de-stressing, which is supposed to be something celebratory, and so your story hits home there. I think you're in a sweet spot where you're marketing to people who want experiences and celebrations, and you are de-stressing and making that easy for them. The party is just a mechanism to do it. Mm-hmm. Where do you go from here? Where do you think it goes when it's at its maturity and you want to sort of rule the world, because you seem to have that look?
Oh, yeah. Well, you've heard of Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yeah.
I want Chuck E. Cheese in 5 years to say, who is Party Boutique Kids? Where did they come from, and how did this happen?
And why are they eating my lunch?
Yeah, all right.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's give Danielle a round of applause.
Thank
Stay right there, Danielle. Stay right there. Stay right there. And if I could have all the other business owners come up at this time. Come on up, Andre, Ebony, Pedra, and the McFarlands. Come on up. So we give them all a round of applause. You guys did a great job. Let's give a round of applause. And some of our financial coaches, you guys come on up as well. That's right. They put in a lot of time. 13 weeks of class. On top of that, mentorship. On top of that, technical assistance. So absolutely, commitment. And I want to acknowledge our financial coaches here and give them a round of applause for doing the great work. Doing the great work. Janice, Andrea, Jewel, Christina from Houston, and Damian Carson from Birmingham to help me put this segment together. Before we close, I want to allow our Suntrust executives final comments. And so, Stan, why don't we start with you?
Sure. I am thrilled at just the platform that you've put together at Operation Hope. I know we are a part of that. But you are executing on the ground. So I just really want to, before I say something about our entrepreneurs, just to applaud your effort.
Thank you. Thank you.
as well. The trek from being an employee to an owner, there can be a Grand Canyon between those two polars. And I love the stories that are so heartfelt, they're inspired. I just want to offer to you all that as you try to navigate the tough waters that you're trying to navigate, stay mindful that every one of the big businesses, the Amazons and the Facebooks and those sorts of things started out in scenarios just like yours, and it takes courage to do what you're doing. So thank you for displaying that courage.
Yeah, thank you. Lynette?
I just want to say I've sat in on some of the entrepreneurial classes here in Atlanta, and I think that taking the time to invest in not only yourselves but in your business is so critical to your pathway that you're projecting yourself on. And we believe in investing in our communities here at Suntrust, and so that's why we're engaged and involved. But taking that concept in your head, an idea, and having the courage to step out on faith and make that business happen, and then employ people. Because as you look at employment across the nation, entrepreneurs are the big employers. So congratulations and kudos to you.
Thank you, Lynette. And Mark.
You all are what make our country great. You all are what make our country great. People believe, and they need help. And you all have been instrumental in helping these folks accomplish their dreams and help them along that path. At Suntrust, we are so proud to be a partner with Operation Hope in all aspects of what you do. And it was wonderful for all of us to be a participant in today's discussion about the way in which we are growing as an economy through these types of initiatives and heartfelt business plans that have been put together, implemented, and you're changing the lives of your teammates, you're changing the lives of folks in your communities and serving the clients that desperately need your services. So congratulations, all of you. And we're delighted to be involved in the program.
Thank you. And again, I would like to give SunTrust Banks a round of applause for hosting this segment. Did you like this segment?
That's a really good segment.
The Small Business Entrepreneurship Incubator segment. Thank you, Stan, Lynette, and Mark for your time.
Yes.
And with that said, because of you believing in hope and believing in yourself, Operation Hope would like to award each of you $2,000
Yes.
All right.
for doing your thing. Is that okay with you guys?
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again. So nice to see you. Good.